Was it though?
Exactly. Hey, everybody. Good morning. We're live. We're back. We're so sorry about that. Had a little glitch there, but I've got CJ with me. It's Small Business Friday. I'm so excited to kick it off today with CJ because it's almost the end of October, but we got this in right before the end here. It's also, as a female business owner, it is October's National Women's Small Business Month. So I'm so excited to talk to you. How are you doing this day? I love the background. You're there at your location.
That's right. We are here at CJ's Office Square in downtown Franklin, and string lights are blazing, as always.
Who doesn't like a good string light? I mean, come on.
I mean, exactly. We love lots of string lights here.
So you just celebrated your 15th anniversary of being in downtown Franklin, where you get to celebrate a big moment in people's lives. I mean, tell us about that. Tell us what you have there.
Yeah. Well, we're so excited to be celebrating our 15th anniversary. We just did the math, and we have celebrated over 500 weddings here in downtown Franklin at CJ's Office Square. So these string lights know what they're doing.
They've been working well.
Yeah, they're working hard. They're working hard just like we are. So we're just really, really excited. We're in the business of celebrations, weddings, and events. So we often forget to kind of take notice of our own celebrations. And for me, being in business for 15 years, it kind of just hit me all of a sudden, like at the end of the year. My husband and I were talking about it. He goes, "This is 15 years." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it." Just because this year there's just been so much going on, and we've just been, going, figuring things out, trying to navigate the circumstances. And it just kind of occurred to us about a month ago, like, hey, we should celebrate our own accomplishments. So yay, 15 years.
Yeah, absolutely. That is incredible. Tell me about, you kind of mentioned a little bit, what has weddings and events look like this year? Obviously, they've had to been scaled back. Yeah. I've heard the term floating around a little bit called a micro wedding. Is that something that you've done?
Yeah, absolutely. So here at CJ's Office Square, we're kind of the small wedding specialist already. We really focus on small outdoor weddings. As you can see, we're outside in our garden pavilion. So the trend that's really popular, a term like you mentioned, micro weddings, some people call them tiny weddings, or I love mini monies. I think that's a really fun way of calling it.
I haven't heard that. I like it.
Yeah, isn't that fun? So I think that's something that's kind of become a little bit more popular this year just because of the circumstances surrounding COVID-19, needing to scale back. Some people have chosen to postpone their celebrations because every family's needs are different. Every couple's needs are different. So we've just been trying to roll with our clients, seeing what they need, trying to meet them where they're at. And if that means having a smaller celebration right now, let's do it. And let's do it safely, following all of the state's recommendations for kind of safe gatherings right now. And if it means a bigger party, and that's the way you want to celebrate this big life milestone that is getting married, well, then let's postpone it and come back to it when it's a little bit safer for bigger groups to get together.
Right. I have seen, I don't know if you've had this yet, but I have seen where people will do a small or tiny wedding, what did you say, that mini matrimony? Mini-moni, yes. And then they will Zoom in, they will have a live stream for, other people that they wanted to be there, but obviously due to circumstances right now are unable to have them there. Have you had any clients do that?
Yeah, we have. We've had several, actually. Just yesterday, we had a couple, and they had about 15 guests. The groom was from Ireland, and they had guests from Ireland, Scotland, and the UK, and England as well. So they had lots of people joining them from across the pond, live on Zoom, just back there in the garden. So that was really, really fun. They had, I guess with the two of them and their wedding party, it was really about 10 guests that were here to celebrate with them, and then several more across the US and in the UK.
Yeah, I kind of like that because you can invite a whole lot of people, but they don't have to be there in person.
I'm sorry, Donna, it cut out really quick. What was that?
I would say I kind of like that idea because you can invite a whole lot of people, but they don't have to necessarily be there. You're not like having the expense of like, food and those types of things.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Scaling down your wedding, whether it's through Zoom or just having a smaller group of guests, it's definitely a cost savings for sure. Not always. It depends on the scale and the level of your entertaining, but often it is a great way to kind of save money. I think more importantly, it's a way that the couple can really focus on their guests. I had a groom just a few weeks ago. We were talking earlier about cold brew. It's the same thing.
My favorite subject.
Absolutely. Coffee, cold brew coffee, y'all.
Yes, yes.
He was telling me as we were getting ready to do the send off at the end of the night, he was just like, I can't believe I've talked to every single one of my guests. And people he hasn't seen in a long time, family he's kind of not necessarily lost touch with, but not been able to like sit down and have a real conversation with in person. And he just was like so excited that he actually got to talk to every single person at his wedding. And it probably wouldn't have been the case at a different time with a larger group of people. So I think a lot of people are craving connection right now. And sometimes having a smaller, more intimate gathering really gives you that opportunity. And it's really special.
Yeah. I also want to ask you about, you've had over 500 weddings. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, that's a lot. How does one manage all of that?
Well, I have an amazing team. And since we're celebrating, National Small Women's Business Month, they're mostly women, and we are hard workers, and we're creative thinkers, and we're problem solvers, and we just figure things out time and time again. I have an amazing team that helps me on a daily basis here at CJ's Office Square, and then a larger group, mostly women, throughout the greater Nashville area that are event professionals and just incredible at their craft.
I love that. Tell me again, there's a couple other things that I got statistics you found. What is the #1 wedding song? I found this fascinating.
Oh, yeah. Is that what I put on there? I forget.
Yeah, the #1 wedding song that you have played. I think it's hilarious.
Oh, well, what did I put? I think it's like Usher's Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But seriously, that song came out, 16 or 17 years ago?
Yeah.
Every night without fail, when we play that song, people go bananas.
That's not what I expected. I expected maybe Garth Brooks The Dance or something. I don't know. I love that though. I think it's hilarious. And I think, hey, yeah.
I think it's like a song that's universally loved because it's such a feel-good song. And everyone knows the lyrics.
Right.
All you have to say is yeah.
Yeah. You just say, yeah, you got it. I mean, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a really danceable song. But yeah, that one has never, ever left the playlist for some reason. For the variety of DJs, that one's just still a crowd pleaser.
I love it. Let's talk about this. You ever had a runaway bride? Like everything's ready, everybody's waiting.
Nope. No, and knock on wood. Knock on wood. Or runaway groom for that matter.
Okay.
I did have a bride accidentally lock herself in the bathroom once as she was getting ready to go down the aisle. We get everyone lined up, like the grandparents and the parents and then the wedding parties many years ago. And the groom had already gone down the aisle. The wedding party was down and she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I said, do you have to go to the bathroom? Is there any way, like, this is happening right now? And she's like, real quick. And she went to I was like, okay. She went to the bathroom and I like cued the DJ to like keep playing the song before. And then she couldn't get the lock undone. I think she was just like, it was anxiety and jitters. And not that she didn't want to get married, but I think she's like, I'm about to walk down the aisle. I can't get the lock undone. And so all of us were in there like trying to get it unlocked from the other side. Who was it? One of my catering managers was trying to like, we'll take the door off the hinges. Like we were trying to like figure it all out. And then she just like pop and walked out and walked right down the aisle and got married.
That's amazing. Was she like sweating from the anxiety of like, I can't get out of here?
She still looks beautiful.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think she was cracking up. She was laughing, but I don't know that I was. I laugh about it now, but I was like, how are we going to fix this? I don't know. Should I break down the door, call the fire department?
But you were always thinking, and you got it figured out. That's the best part.
You got it figured out. Ultimately, it's a metaphor for life, right? The woman freed herself.
That's right. Well, tell everybody how they can find more information about CJ's Off Main. You're still doing weddings through the end of the year, like we mentioned, just much smaller events.
That's right. That's right. Our season is wrapping up. We're a seasonal event space since we are outdoors. We host events April through about the middle of November when the weather here in Franklin is pretty manageable and we can keep guests pretty comfortable. So we're getting ready to take a little bit of a nap for the year. We've got a few more weddings to celebrate this year. But I would love for you guys to check us out at cjsoffthesquare.com. That's our website. And of course, we're very active on socials as well. So we're at CJ's Off the Square on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Hey, it's great to catch up with you.
Thanks,
I have a quick question. I've been following Event Planner on Instagram, and you and I talked about this before we went live, but I think people might find this interesting. What are some of the best little takeaway gifts that you've seen? You told me about one of them, but some people are like, so this event planner kind of rates, I can't remember handle, but she rates takeaway gifts, and some of them she's like, this is a waste of money, don't do this. It's not like in a negative way. She's just like, hey, if you're a bride spending all this money, this is beautiful, but it's like not worth it. Don't spend your money on this. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I kind of agree with the sentiment for sure. That's a big just principle of our planning approach here at CJ's Off the Square is don't waste money on things that don't matter. Don't do things just because, you're supposed to do them or everyone else is doing them.
Yeah.
I really think it's important to give everything a little bit of a personal twist. So I was telling you earlier, we had a groom who loves coffee, like loves it, lives for it, knows all about it. And he had little bottles of cold brew. And it had a cute little tag, like Love is Brewing, and it had their names on it. But that was so personal, and it was kind of an inside joke how much he loved coffee. So the fact that he gave everyone a little bottle of cold brew, or the couple did, I just thought was so perfect and so appropriate for them.
Yeah.
So it comes to, if you want to do a favor, you don't have to do a favor at your wedding, but if you want to, I think give it a little personal twist. Don't worry so much about like tchotchkes or things that people are just going to throw away.
Right.
My favorite kind of favors are something that's very personal to the couple or edible. I love an edible, like a cookie. Triple Crown Bakery here in Franklin makes incredible macarons. They make great cookies that they can pipe your names on them. There's great candy companies here in Franklin. We did a style shoot a couple weeks ago with Kilwins, the great candy store that's on Main Street.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And they did these gorgeous candied apples that were like little place cards for our table setting. It was so perfect. So anytime you can like incorporate a sweet treat into your wedding, whether it's like a place setting, like a place card or a favor, I'm all for it.
All right. That's good advice. I like to hear that. That's one of my favorites as well. All right. Again, great to catch up with you, CJ. You guys go check them out. It's a cute little house. If you walk down towards Bicentennial Park, you'll see them. And you should at least wave. Maybe you'll be outside. I see you decorating outside a little bit.
Yeah. Just wear your mask and come on in and say hi.
There you go. All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Core Life Eatery. They just opened in Cold Springs. They're going to have a ribbon cutting, and we're going to catch up with them about what's happening there. And then we're going to later talk about something that small business owners can use. It's called Gig Smart. So stick around. We'll be back. Bye, everybody.